All right, welcome into the show. Creative Crypto here. Crypto has been pumping lately, especially the Solana meme coins. We have Bonk taking over the Pump Fund meme coins. Pump Fund launched its own coin, the Pump coin, which I talked about last video, and how I thought it was a great possibility that this coin dumps. It was actually holding up quite decently here from the ICO price. However, we have had a big sell-off lately with the pump coin, and this is before even any users have gotten an airdrop of the pump coin. They haven't given any airdrop yet, and I think people are just getting sick and tired of pump fun. And really, this is what happens when your main focus in business is on how you can make the most money instead of providing the best product or service for your customers. And that's what Pump Fund's going to have to learn the hard way here. They were the king of the meme coin space for quite some time, all the way back to last year. They started this whole meme coin trend and minting your own token. However, they have made some questionable decisions throughout this last year, starting with launching their own pump swap, now launching their own coin, having an ICO instead of just airdropping the coin like most projects have done, like Uniswap, like DYDX, all the other projects I talked about last video. The reason for doing an airdrop and launching your own coin with your own liquidity is because you want to get those airdrop sellers out of the way first, because most people are just going to dump the airdrop, which is to be expected. And that's okay, because you're going to get all the trading fees for that if they had launched it solely on PumpSwap. And then once the big sell-off from the airdrop is over, that's when the coin can recover, and that's when the venture capital money, and that's when the big money comes in to buy the coin after it's been bottomed out, after all the airdrop holders have sold. The fact that they have not airdrop this coin yet is not good for a few reasons. First off, for the users of Pump Fund that were expecting Pump Fund to do this for them, that put this platform and launchpad on the map and spread its popularity organically through social media this last few years. They have yet to reward any of those people through an airdrop. Then also you have the big money waiting on the sidelines that maybe wants to buy this coin, but they're not going to buy into this coin before they know what's going on with the airdrop as far as how low this coin's going to go, when it's going to bottom out. That's when the big money is going to come in to buy. There's not going to be any big money coming into this coin right now to pump this, as far as I can see. The only big money that'll be coming in is if Pump Fund does it themselves and just decides to pump the coin. I don't see any big outside money coming in. The big money already came in during the ICO as they raised, 500, 600 million in like 12 minutes. So it was a successful ICO, and they are taking advantage of their hype and their popularity in the market. But in my opinion, they're dropping the ball with some things they're doing here. So we'll talk about that more as we go along here. I don't want to make this all about Pump Fund. I just kind of wanted to give the update from last video about the Pump Fund coin, because that's what last video was mostly about. And then I talked about how I'm getting back into copy trading, and that's definitely been going much better. One of the wallets that I found to copy trade actually got me into this Annie coin at 340k market cap. And this Annie coin actually went up to 40 million. So I was over a 100x copy trade in 2 days. However, the wallet actually ended up selling a lot of the coin early on, and then they started laddering out as it went higher. They did a good job as far as, DCAing out when it's going up, but they sold a little bit too much of the coin early on, which I would have preferred to hold. But, that's how copy trading goes, guys. It's really dependent on how the wallets are that you decide to copy. And I decided to copy this one wallet that I found because they had really good metrics, they had long hold times, and they were getting some big profits and high win rate, which also is good to see for wallets. So overall, not too bad, guys. About a 14x here for this Annie coin. I closed it out myself because I didn't want them to keep DCAing. And then what I did was I actually bought a moon bag to hold on a separate wallet, so I don't look at it every day. And I think this coin could potentially go up to 100, 200, 300 million market cap. We shall see how it goes. The chart is still looking super bullish. We do get some sell-offs and then take profit areas, but it always seems to bounce back stronger. And definitely, it's a good narrative with Elon Musk and everything as well, because this is basically Grok AI, its companion, this Annie character. So that's what we have with this meme coin, guys. And it's just great to be back into copy trading. I had taken a break there because unlike trading on your own where you have to practice and get good and find spots, with copy trading, you can change your results as quick as you can find a better wallet to copy trade. And right now I'm only copy trading one wallet, so it's actually going pretty well. And it's great to have that working for me in the background, because I can't always be looking in the trenches and looking for the next coin. And it's nice to find wallets that can do that for me. So definitely copy trading, guys. I'll make another video on that in the future. This video is about the double up trading challenge and how that's going. And I also want to show you how to make this trading calculator. I had a subscriber ask me in the comments if I could share this trading calculator for you guys to use and put in your own numbers and keep track of your trading. So instead of just giving you the calculator, you guys know that I've watched this channel for a while. I don't just like to give you a meme coin to buy. I like to teach you how to fish. I like to teach you how to trade meme coins, how to make your own calculator. So that's what I'm going to do here. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy to do this. If you already know how to do this, if you're not interested in this, hit the timestamps to go forward in the video and we'll get right to trading in the trenches. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger because it's easier to see. Next thing we're going to do is we need to make these 3 columns. We're going to make the compounding calculator. Okay, so the way spreadsheets work is any spreadsheet will do. You can go on Google Sheets. You can use Microsoft Excel. What a spreadsheet actually is, it's a document that allows you to do calculations and formulas. So you can use math and different things to make your spreadsheets. And it actually saves you a lot of time, and it's good skill to know how to do this stuff. So the compounding one is very easy. All we're going to do is go down to row 2, and we're going to put an equal sign. Now, when you put an equal sign in a spreadsheet, that is starting a formula, because it's going to be this row is going to equal something. Okay, and what this is going to equal is it's going to equal the top row, which is A1, and it's why it's A1, it's column A, row 1. You can find any one here. So like this over here would be H1. This would be H4. So we're going to do the second row equals A1 times 2. That's the multiplication symbol, and we're going to click enter. So what it's going to do is going to take any value we have in row A, we'll put 10 here, and it's going to actually double that. Then what we do is we can copy this all the way down, 20 rows if we wanted to. Okay, and that's going to copy the formula all the way down so we don't have to actually type it ourselves. That's the beauty of Excel. It makes it very easy. You can just drag your formulas. So now we have this formula created. This is a double up here. This is, if we doubled up our meme coins each time, this is what we're going to end up with. We can put any number in here to 1, like 1 sol, okay, and it's going to double up right here. Now we can copy this, and we can paste this entire formula over here. Okay, so now it's over here. Now instead of a double up, we want it to do 50%. So we just multiply that by 1.5 instead of 2, because that's going to give us 50% profit instead of doubling up. And then we have to scroll all the way down and copy that all the way down, and you can see how it changes. So now we start with 1 sol, then we get 1.5 sol, 2.25, and then all the way down. Okay, so now this is a 50%. And if you actually wanted to, you could start on row 3, and then you could have your number be on row 2, and you could put a column up here for a label. So like you could put 100%, 50%, so you know what it is. I already know what it is, so I don't need to do that, but just if you guys want to make it fancy, you can do that. Copy it again, paste it again, and now we're going to do one for 18%. And the way you do that is you're going to do 1.18. Okay, so anything under a 2x is basically the number 1 with a decimal. So if we wanted to just do 1%, it would be 1.01. 10% would be 1.1. This example, we're going to do 18%. Okay, so we do right here, and now we need to drag that all the way down. And now we have the 3 different sections. We have the 18%, we have the 50%, and the full double up for the double up challenge. So now I want to show you how to make the sniping calculator over here. So what I like to do is just separate this with a little bar right here. You can just make it black. Okay, so now we're going to do the sniping calculator. So with this, we're going to be starting with the first section is what we are going to pay per snipe. So for this example, we'll do 0.1. Let me make that font a little bit bigger. So 0.1 is what we're going to do per snipe. We're going to do 10 snipes. So we'll scroll that down to row number 10. This section here is going to be our profit or loss zone. So for this, we can play around with it and test out, what we need to make profit. I'm just going to put 3 double ups here, right here for a 30%. And then we're going to do 7 losses. So we're going to lose about 30% on 7 out of the 10 coins. Okay, because when you're sniping new pairs, like I showed you in that couple videos ago, this is what you can realistically expect if you snipe maybe, 10 coins. And it's actually pretty tough to get 3 out of 10 that hit a double up, but it can happen if you snipe at the right times. So now we can change this around. Like I said, we can put, this is more profit or whatever we want to do. Now over here, we're going to do the actual gas fees, which is 0.002 that we're going to put for the gas fees. And this will be per trade. Okay, so that'll be per trade. So now we want to make our life easy and calculate this so we don't have to do this manually. And that's where a spreadsheet comes into play. So what I like to do is just put a little section here so I can kind of separate this. So we're going to add up all the numbers in this row. Now I know this adds up to 1, but if we weren't sniping with 0.1, it's easy just to add it up itself. So what you do is you do a formula. So we're going to type in here, we're going to put equals, and this is where the formula comes into play. So what you do if you want to add up all the numbers in a row, you just type SUM, sum. Now we need to tell it what rows we want the sum to apply to. So now you need to do a parentheses, and then we need to put the first number in the row, which is E1, so E1, and then we need to do a colon, and then we need to do the last number in the row, which is E10. Okay, so then do E10, and then end it with a parentheses and press enter. And that's going to add up all those numbers in that row. Okay, so super easy on that. We're going to do the same thing with this. So we're going to do equals, and it's already pre-filling for us, so great. We can just basically press enter, and so it knows what to put. So now we've calculated our total amount invested in the snipes and our total profit. Now we need to add in our fees. So this section will be basically equals G2, which is this, and since we did 10 snipes, we're just going to multiply that by 10, okay, because we're going to have the same gas fee for every transaction. So whatever our gas fee is, whatever your gas fee is, put that number in here, and it'll be the same for everyone. So then you multiply that by the number of snipes, which is 10. And it's actually G1, not G2, okay? So G1 times 10 equals 0.02. Okay, that's the total gas fee that we use per snipe. Okay, now we want to calculate the trading bot fees, which is about 1%. If you use my link in the description, you're going to get 10% off that 1%, so it's actually 0.09%. So keep that in mind, guys. We'll just calculate it based off that number. So this is going to be another equals, and it's going to be parentheses, this number plus this number, because you're paying the fee when you buy and when you sell. Okay, so that's the way it works for the bot. So we're going to do E12, which is the total that we spent per snipe, plus F12, okay, and that's going to get multiplied, and we actually might need another parentheses actually here. Let's put another parentheses here. Then we're going to put a multiply by 0.009, okay, and that is how much you're going to pay per trading fee if you use my referral link. And then we're going to put one more closed parentheses there, okay, then press enter, and this is going to get us our total fees, okay, and this is from buying and selling. This is how much we're paying here. Now our last step, and you can highlight these like with a little red tint so you know this is like a negative number, okay, however you want to do it. Then our last step is to get the total profit. Okay, so total profit is going to be this number here subtracted by this number and this number. So super easy. This is going to be equals this column, which is F12 minus G11 minus H11. Enter. And this gets us our total profit. And you can actually put that with a little green tint there. So you can see, guys, even with a 30% win rate, so only 3 out of 10 trades that you win, doubling up, 7 out of 10 you lose 30%. Even with trading fees and gas fees, you still make 5% profit, okay, at the end. And that's just something to keep in mind. That's why I made this calculator, because it's pretty interesting to see that you don't really need the highest win rate. You just have to have a good strategy, okay? Now, what if we actually lost on 8 out of 10 snipes? Would we still be profitable? Let's see. And no, we wouldn't. We would actually lose 0.08 SOL. So you do need to at least win 3 out of 10 snipes, okay, on a double up to see. But what if on these snipes, what if we made 3x, okay? What if we made 3x on that, 3x on this one? Now we're looking at, 24% profit. But then what about if we lost on this one, okay, 0.07? So now we made 12%. So you can see how interesting that is to play around with the numbers and come up with your own sniping strategy or trading strategy in general. Because this example here, we're losing 8 out of 10 trades at a 30%. Okay, we're losing 30% on 8 trades, but on 2 trades, we made a 3x, and we still made 12% total. Okay, and then you can just start compounding this. Then you can just put it over here. Okay, now you're making 12%. Okay, so we started with 1 sol. Let's put this at 12%. Okay, so now our next time we do this, we start with 1.2 sol. Now we made, 1.32 sol, and then we just continue to compound and compound, just getting that 12%. If we do that 20 times, we're going to end up with 22 Solana at the end. Okay, so compounding is your best friend in this game. It's definitely a higher risk, higher reward strategy because you continue to put more and more in. But if you have a good strategy and a more lower risk, higher reward strategy, like sniping, where we're literally sniping these coins when they first launch, at 5K market cap and just hoping they get up to, 10, 15K and then basically taking some profit. So our risk is super low because the lowest those coins can go is about 30%, depending on what your slippage is, because there's rare times where your bot might accidentally buy a coin at like 7K or 8K. Then, you could lose up to maybe 50% if that happens. But that's why, your slippage is key, and just making sure that your gas fees are, somewhat up there if you're doing sniping, so you could be one of the first transactions. But it's definitely just fun to play around with the numbers, and you guys can come up with your own strategy. So guys, there you have it. That is how you make your own trading calculator. I hope that you guys learned how to do this, and it's definitely a good skill to know how to use an Excel spreadsheet, because you can use this for various different things. Once you know formulas, pretty much anything is possible. If you can think of it, you can do it on a spreadsheet and calculate it. So just a great thing to use and keep track of your trading. All right, guys, let's get into the trenches now and start doing the trading challenge. Now, my challenge wallet I'll bring up in a second. I just want to show you guys some of the copy trades that I've had here recently, and just trades in general. I had this one here actually today, a nice little 2x right there. Of course, there's been some losses as well. People like to see the losses. Okay, here you go, 68%. Okay, there is losses, guys, as you can see. Some of them don't always work out, but if you just continue to look for a great wallet to copy trade, that's why copy trading is definitely good. But your results are 100% dependent on the wallets that you copy if you're doing copy trading. Okay, so I've had some good ones there. That's obviously the best one with Annie. I had another good one down here. Let's see. This one here. This was a 4x on Zing right here. So basically a 1 sol profit on that one. Okay, guys, so I brought up my challenge wallet here. I'm changing my auto sell to 50% profit because I've done one trade since I made the video last, because my goal is to do all trades on video now, because I want to make sure you guys can see how you go through the process of finding the coins, and it's just more fun to do it that way. So this is my challenge wallet with my auto sell to 50%. The reason why is because the coin that I bought actually went up 50%. It actually went close to like 90% and then crashed. So I didn't take any profit. I wanted to just ride it out. And because of that, I actually end up losing 50% on the coin. So I'm down to 1.4 sol in my challenge wallet here. And let's go to the trading calculator. Okay, so let's just put 170 because we're starting with 1 sol. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 sol per trade, and I'm going to sell at a 50% profit. That is the goal of this challenge. Now, I want to make this clear, guys, about why I'm doing this challenge. It is mainly for entertainment and just for content, basically, because I want to basically show you guys the process, going through, looking through the trenches, what I look for when I'm trading on my own, and what I look in coins, how I analyze them in order to determine if I should trade them or not. And I just thought it would be a fun way to try this challenge. This is not the best way to trade meme coins, okay? Let me tell you that straight up. This is not the best way to trade meme coins. This is not the way I recommend to trade meme coins. This is just a fun thing you can try if you have some spare Solana. You can start with whatever you want. It's $10, okay? It's just the dream of, starting with $10 and just doubling up. You can use the power of compound interest in your favor to really grow your portfolio quickly. But this is something that you don't do with 100% of your portfolio. This is something you do with maybe, 5% for a fun thing to try to see if you could do it. Because it is definitely hard to pick out a meme coin that just goes up, 50%, let alone 2x or 100x. Okay, they're very rare. For me, I've had much more success copy trading and even following calls from primetime calls and my Telegram as well. So definitely I recommend trying different methods. This is just one type of strategy that you can try. And if you get good at it, maybe you can hit, 3 to 5 to 10 different times in a row where you win on a trade. It can happen. I've seen it happen in my Telegram where people make, 3, 4, 5 successful calls in a row that are over a 2x. And just think about if you traded those and compounded that, what you could actually make. Okay, so let's get in the trenches, guys. Let's actually try to make a trade in this video. I got my Trojan bot ready. It's primed and ready to go. Auto sell is activated. Everything's ready. We just got to find which coin to plug in. Okay, and since my last video, I want to show you guys my filters. Basically, I've added all the launch pads. I don't know if I should add Believe or Boop in here with Moonit. I haven't really heard of those much. All I'm doing here is a minimum 45K market cap with a minimum 45K volume. This allows me to filter out a lot of the noise and a lot of the scam coins and stuff, and really gets me to, some good coins. I don't know if you guys watched the end of my last video, but I actually clicked on this Laser Eyes coin that had just seeded, and it was trading between 200K and 300K, and that coin went up to over 2 or 3 million. I actually didn't trade that coin because I was just using it as an example. That tends to happen to me in videos on coins that I just click on randomly and use as an example. They go up to, crazy astronomical levels. Okay, so let's try to find one in the video and see what we have to do. So what I'm using is GMGN Screener. Okay, I'm only focusing on the completed section. And what I'm looking at here is you can actually hover over this, look at the top 10 holders, because for Bonk right now, the way you can find bundles is with bubble maps. Okay, that's really the only one right now. I don't have a bundle scanner that I know of for the Bonk coins yet. There is one for the pump coins. It's the Trench Radar bot. I can use this one as well. This one works somewhat for the Bonk coins. I'll show you this one, this Insight X here. It's not always accurate though. You have to always rely on the bubble maps mainly for bundles for Bonk coins. These are coins that launch on letsbonk.fun. Now, someone had asked me what the bonding curve is for the Bonk coins. I don't know. I think it might be the same as Pump Fun. It might be 80 Solana that they need to seed, okay? But what I want to look for is coins in the 3-hour range. I like to start down and scroll up, okay? Because what we're looking for is just a quick little coin that's going to go up 50%. And I've talked to the Trojan team as well. They're going to optimize their migration sniper to be able to snipe these Bonk coins when they migrate, because the Bonk coins go onto Radium like Pump Fun used to do. That's why now it's really like the early days of Pump Fun all over again with the Bonk Launchpad, because these coins are all getting seeded to Radium and they're following similar patterns to the way Pump Fun coins did. A little bit different. There are some things you got to look out for, but definitely it feels like the early days again of Pump Fun, and which is really good to see. And definitely sniping was a cool way to make some quick profit. If you can find a good coin to snipe, you can plug that in your sniper, be one of the first transactions when it gets seeded. It pumps up 50%, you get out. And I've shown videos where I've made 50% in literally a couple seconds. Okay, it can happen that quick. So I asked the team if they would actually optimize the migration sniper to include Bonk coins, because right now it's really not usable for the migration sniper, but it's not optimized right now for the Bonk coins. Okay, so let's try to find one to snipe. What I'm looking at here just by scanning is I'm looking at the meme number 1. I'm looking at if it's been CTO'd. I'm looking at the volume to market cap ratio. How close in value they are or how off kilter they are will tell me if it has a volume bot or something with that coin. Because most of these coins do have volume bots, it just depends how bad it is and how many organic buyers are actually in here. Also, the transactions and the holder count is big, because if it's a ton of transactions, like this one has 3,000, that's kind of getting a little high there with 2,000 holders for only a 300K market cap coin that's been around for 3 hours. So basically, you're telling me that over 1,000 transactions an hour, okay, that's a lot. Now, this one looks pretty interesting. This one has got a market cap higher than the volume, which is sometimes definitely bullish, but it's been around for 5 hours. So it may be running its course. This is actually a Pump Fun coin. So I see a lot of Pump Fun coins actually getting up here. Let me make sure I have my filters correct, and it's actually filtering these. Yep. So yeah, Pump Fun trying to make a comeback here. I see their coin has dumped, so maybe they're actually taking some of that and pumping it back into these coins. We shall see. All right, but let's try to pick one that's going to go on a little bit of a pump here. Let's scroll up. This one, see, this one's got 1.3 million volume and only 200K market cap. That might be a little too out of range there. It's got 9,000 transactions. Now, also, this little metric that is shown is dev migrated. This metric is keeping track on how many coins this dev has launched, how many of them have actually migrated. Only 2.8% has migrated for this dev. So we've got a serial dev here that really doesn't migrate many coins. they might take some profit. We got 12 KOLs in here. Okay, so this one definitely has volume bot on it big time. We'll see. We'll keep tabs on it for now. Let's keep scrolling up, see if we can find more newer one here. Oh, look at this one, 47 minutes ago, already up to 2.8 million. This is 42069. I'm not exactly sure what kind of meme that is, but it's some kind of numerology there. So maybe it's just pumping based on the numerology of 42069. Let's see. We have this one just launched. This is from a pump coin mascot, Jennifer mascot. But yeah, guys, this is what you can do. Let me show you how to scan one of these. So which one might we be interested? Let's just take a look at this chart. Even though this is probably a big time scam, we got 91% phishing wallet. This one had a huge bundle here. So what we can do is we can first click on bubble maps here right on GMGN. These bubble maps are pretty accurate, and we'll actually compare them to InsideX and see how far off they are and which ones are potentially more accurate, and see if we can just get a consensus of the holder map for this coin. Okay, so this is absolutely insane. As you can see, guys, it's almost crashing the bubble maps. It's so bundled. This looks like a cluster in the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, this is absolutely insane. So let's actually take this address, copy it, and let's look at it on the InsideX bubble maps. See how bad it is. We already knew it was a scam, but I just want to show you guys an example of what these scams look like. Okay, so it doesn't do it justice here. So yeah, InsideX might not be as good, but it's definitely showing that, we got 20%, basically, all these wallets. But definitely this is eye-opening. I mean, look at that cluster, just insane. So it's showing like one cluster 68%. So that means it's 68% bundled. Definitely 100% scam. You guys already know, though. You see a chart like that, you guys know it's a scam. Okay, so let's go back over here. Let's try to find a non-scam coin and one that could maybe pump. Looks like this Jennifer mascot was the one. So that one pumped pretty quick. It just launched from the bonding curve, and it hit, as you guys saw, it went from about 100K to 200K. So that was our quick double up right there. Just missed it, and that's what happens when you're trying to explain things on video. So we can actually scan this one in Trench Radar. It's showing 17% bundled. Not too shabby. Let's see what the bubble maps are showing. Okay, so they're showing 3 different clusters of 4%. So see how you need to use multiple tools, because this isn't showing any of the bundles because they've done a pretty good job of hiding them. But Trench Radar can find the bundles at 17%. What are they saying it's bundled here at GMGN? See, they're saying 0. See that? You have to be careful if you're trusting the metrics. You have to definitely verify from multiple sources. But yeah, this was definitely a nice runner here, okay? I'm a little hesitant to buy here because this could be considered top blasting. Let's go to the 1 second chart, see what we have to look at. Okay, so yeah, this coin dipped to like 58K right at launch. It actually went up to like 130, dipped to like 50, and now it's just exploding to 300. Yeah, crazy stuff, guys. Definitely Pump Fun is trying to get back in the game and pump their own coins, definitely. And it's good. That's why competition breeds success, because now we have Pump Fun and Bonk. They're battling each other hardcore here. It's Radium versus Pump Swap. It's just the meme coin battles at it. And who's going to benefit from that? The traders, the ones trading, because these launch pads want to pump their coins up to high market caps, make their platforms look good, have more volume for them, have better metrics for their platforms, their launch pads, and that's what they're going to do, guys. So now it's not always the platforms that do it, it's also the traders that do it, because everybody's basically looking at these same coins on this screen, and they're all going after the same coins if the metrics hit. And if you can try to get in before the masses, that's when you can profit. So this might have some type of Twitter meta. This is why you definitely want to search this on Twitter and see, what's going on with the coin. You can click right here to search the contract or the Twitter. You can click right here on GMGN to search the contract on Twitter and the name as well. And then you can do a little research on Twitter. You can Google search this picture to see what this came from, to learn about this meme and understand why is this meme pumping. And then maybe we do top blast this coin because it has a strong narrative and it's something that could maybe run, which it already has. I mean, if you cut the dip on this, you're definitely looking good, at 50 K right there. That's about a 4x. Okay, so this is basically what we have on Twitter. A bunch of people tweeting about this. Coin just launched. Just a bunch of people shilling it. So they do have a pretty good shill game going on for this coin. A lot of shillers just basically shilling it. Got a lot of alerts for it. I don't see any like meta tweets or alpha tweets talking about what this coin is or why it's funny or why it's a meme or what the meme really is about. So it's just basically a coin that has, a lot of backing. They probably have a good marketing budget because they paid a lot of Twitter people to tweet this coin. This thing could potentially hit 1 million based on past trends with these coins. Let's run a quick fib retracement from basically we can do from the launch. Let's see what that looks like. If we do it from here, let's see. Okay, so we'll do it from 470 and let's just try to find a spot to enter. Let's try to enter either right here at 380 or if we can get it dipped down here, we might get in right here, but this coin's looking pretty good. But yeah, the sell-off is coming. It's still at a 17% bundle. But yeah, that could have been the spot right here. I don't always like to buy on this one. I much prefer the 0.5 or the 0.618, of course. Okay, so if we can get this thing down to like 190, I might make a bid on it there. The reason why I don't want to buy right now, because a lot of these coins, when they pump like this, they pump up to like 400, 500K and they die. Okay, so we might have already missed the boat on this coin, but there is a chance that it hits one of these fib levels and then gets a bounce up, 50% or more that we can capitalize. So if it went up from here back up to this fib level, that's what we're looking for. So we need to try to buy right here at this fib level of 256. Okay, that would be the best range to do it. We could have potentially done this one. Look how it just barely missed the fib level. Because this would maybe, if it got back to all-time high, yeah, that'd be 50%. Okay, so that's what you want to do, guys, when you're looking for trades. Look where your profit level needs to be, where you need to buy the coin to realistically hit that profit level. So see, that was the one right there. So if we can break out like this and find support on this and just kind of range for a little bit, I might buy. Okay, if we do a couple bounces off of the all-time high, because that's what you got to look for, different patterns. Okay, when you get the double bounce, it can also potentially be a double top, an M pattern, which is normally bearish. But if the M pattern doesn't fully develop for a breakdown, then we have a break up, like we saw with Solana. Okay, notice the double pattern here, found support on this level, and now we're going up. Okay, so it's definitely something to take a look at. And I told you guys last video, going back to Solana, these are the levels to look at. Okay, if you haven't watched my last video, I know it hasn't gotten as many views because people thought it was just kind of a FUD video about pump fun, but it's definitely more than that, guys. I put a lot of value in my videos, and this is, if you're trading Solana, this is what you want to do. You want to draw a line at 161, at 150.7, and at 150.5. Okay, those are huge levels for Solana. Okay, going back to previous price action. And notice how we got a double bounce and then a breakout. Okay, so that's what we have with this. And here we go. So it did hit this level here, guys. So I don't know if I want to get in this. It looks like we're getting a big breakdown sell-off. So we might want to wait for, let me get this out of here. Let me see, because, yeah, this is perfectly, look at this. We're at the 0.5. Can we potentially get lower? That's the question. This is tough. This is where you have to really have your conviction as a trader. Because, yeah, this is probably what we should have done, because this is what I wanted to do from the start, talking to you guys. May have missed the entry. I definitely feel better at the 618 down here at 190. That's definitely where we want to be, because we definitely could get some consolidation and then run back up to around this level. Okay, so if we can go from 190 to 290, that's basically a nice little 50% gainer. So we'll see. We'll let this coin play out. We'll let this, potentially hit. We could put in a limit order if we wanted to right here, but I don't want to yet, because if this coin's bleeding out, and bleeding out just means that it's just continue to just bleed out until it's dead. Okay, that's basically what a lot of meme coins do. When you see, the big bleed off, sell off, okay, that's what they're going to do. So if we can get a bounce, basically, we almost hit it. Look, 190, we got to 215. So it definitely wants to test the 0.618. We'll see if we can. And then in the meantime, let's go back to the trenches real quick. This thing's pretty much breaking down. Okay, so because of the price action, we do have an M pattern here, okay? We missed this. This is a somewhat of an M pattern double top. And see how it just never just recovered back up? Look, it's just bleeding and bleeding. It's just basically going to bleed all the way back down here is probably where this coin's going to go. Okay, so I don't really want to touch this right now. I don't think it's a high percentage chance of making profit on that coin. You do have a low percent chance. I think there's about a 30% chance that you can get a quick 50% pump eventually in this coin. And it's probably going to be here because it is at the 0.618. So that's historically, that's where you get them. You know, if I wanted to take this trade, it would be a more high risk trade because I don't like the meme in general. I have to really like the meme as well. That's what you have to find when you're trading these meme coins, is you have to really like the meme, okay? And I really didn't have enough time to look into this meme more. This could be a good meme. I just don't know it myself. So I'm just going to watch this coin, guys, and we'll trade another one. But you can notice that we did get a bounce off the 618. Let me actually extend this so we can see even better here. Let me actually extend this fib chart right here, okay? So look at that. We did hit off the 618. Did it pump 50% though? Because we'd be kind of, yeah, see, it's only 38. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Uncanny. Wow, that's insane. So that's what you got to do. I thought it was only a 30% chance of happening based on a huge sell-off, but you cannot underestimate the power of the fib levels, guys. So definitely, this is something to learn from my experience. I decided to not enter the trade because I just decided to watch it. I thought it would be a little bit too risky for this type of challenge. And it's definitely tougher when you're trying to analyze and make a video about it and stuff like that. But let's keep going, guys. If there's anything else to look at, we got Joke Coin. That one is basically the crazy volume bot coin. I'm not seeing, we got Cat Girl there. Yeah, kind of low volume. Got 400 holders. Not so sure about that one there. Let's check out the quick top 10 holder map. Okay, so yeah, pretty. It's not too shabby on that one. Again, it just depends on time of the day as well when you're doing the trading. But notice with this coin, once we hit this fib level, the quick sell-off, and now it's bleeding out. See that? They went for one last run. And that's what you can get with these coins is, you'll find that, is they will have their initial pump to 400, 500K. You'll get the massive downward sell-off pressure. At the 0.618, you may get a bounce. You don't always get this bounce. This bounce happens maybe 30% of the time, okay? But it does happen. And look at that. You could have even got a double up right there, okay? All we had to do is once we drew this fib, we knew, okay, there's a chance it goes to the 618, about 190, 200K. Put in a limit order, and you don't have to do anything else. You can just watch the chart. Once it hits that level, it'll buy it for you. Your auto sell will be automatically activated in your Trojan bot. Once it pumped up, it will automatically sell. So that's the beauty of this as well. I'm going to definitely start utilizing this more because finding those limit order entries, instead of just doing like the market order buys, are definitely, I think, the way to go for this type of challenge. If you miss this coin on the initial, launch and migration. Because if we had seen this dip right here, and then once it broke back up to the migration level up here, basically right here on this pullback is where I would buy, or right here after we got rejected. But see, we're not going to have these fib levels in here yet because this is based on the all-time high. But you could estimate and draw a fib level up to, 500K and just estimate that's where the coin's going to go. So there's a lot of things you can do with trading, guys, especially meme coins. And this is the type of stuff I like to show you guys how to do, how to look for this stuff, because I don't see a lot of people talking about this stuff. And this is the stuff that successful traders are doing. They just don't tell you about. They don't tell you how to do this. They don't show you how to do this. They don't explain it in great detail and actually paint the picture on how to trade these meme coins and what to look for. Again, we're not going to be entering a trade on this video, unfortunately, but you guys know the strategy. Okay, you know how to look for these coins now. I'm definitely, next video, I'm going to do a limit order for the challenge video. I definitely want to save that wallet for only trading on video because I want to make sure you guys see the trades that I get in. The trades will happen. I don't want to force anything. I don't want to force, getting in a trade. Let's look at this last one here. Useless swap right here. This might be a quick one here. I don't want to make this video too long because it is going to be pretty brutal to edit, but we'll go through here and see the bubble map distribution. But just closing out on this mascot coin, see how we definitely got the bleed out, and you could see that was coming. Okay, just that bounce was definitely nice there if we could have caught that one. So you can make money off of those coins, guys, that are bleeding out. You just got to know when to do it. All right, so this was looking like a 10% bundle right now. Not too bad. It says 1.3. Let's see what it says on Insight X here for this bonk coin. It's showing basically only one cluster. Okay, so we have some conflicting data here. But yeah, looking okay. It's looking somewhat good. We're pretty much range bound. This is at, we got 170K volume. We have, let's actually go back to the trench section here. Okay, I want to look at the other metrics. So we have 1.9 thousand transactions, 357 holders. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, the market cap is barely holding in there. We have this Grok GPT just got bonded. Okay, this is actually looking good. It does only migrate at 0.5% though, so not many coins. So we got another serial dev that barely migrates any of his coins. Okay, so we have a couple of these to choose from. I much prefer, so let's take a look at this chart real quick and see. So this one's looking a little bit better. Again, I don't like the serial dev. The Dex, I don't think the Dex is paid. No, the Dex is not paid. The volume is decent. We have 5% basically insiders, 11% fishing, 30% bundled on this one. So yeah, not the best with that. We got Grok GPT. That's a really used meme. I mean, it's just very used a lot. We got rug.fun right here. Okay, this is a new one that just got seeded. We have 37% top 10, 70% bundled. So that one's not good. The swap coin just went under 95K. Let's see. Maybe it might be a good dip area to buy. It's tough to tell right now, to be honest. What I'm looking for, let's run a fib on this one as well. So it looks like, yeah, it looks pretty good at a 65K range. This was your good one right here, because if you had drawn the fib right when it hit the all-time high, you could have waited right here, because this looks like a good support level, the 0.5. Okay, if you got a bounce off of here, that is 50%. Perfect. Look at that. Did it twice. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can get 3 times out of this. Okay, so let's put in a limit order. Oh, man, I don't know if it's going to do it 3 times. It's kind of breaking down. We might touch the 618 this time and then get the 50% bounce. So maybe we do that this time. Let's see, 50%. Yeah, that'd be back around 100K. That might be a little bit safer. So look at that. Oh, man, instant sell-off to the 618. I didn't even get time to get a limit order. Should we just put a market order in real quick? Screw it. Let's try it. Okay, so we pasted in the bot right here, 70K. So let's quickly just buy one sol. It's already up to 75K. We can close it out if we don't want. Let's press sell. We'll keep tabs on it. Once it gets up to like this fib level right here, we definitely want to sell it like at 98K. So let's see if we can just ride this up. Let's see if we can just get some momentum back up to this fib level. Look how it perfectly hit 618. That's just uncanny how this does it with the meme coins. So let's see if we can get up right around, yeah, that'd be 50%, perfect. But we didn't get in on that. We got in at 70 something. We got in at 76K. So we missed the 618 by a little bit. So we might have to sell for, 40% profit. Let's see if we can just get back up to like 85, 95, something like that. We'll watch this one a little bit longer. If we break down to the 618 again, I think I'm going to just get out. And that seems to be what this coin is doing. So, yeah, not looking good. So it's breaking back down to the 618. Let's refresh it. So, yeah, we're down 14%. Let's wait and see. Maybe we get a second bounce. But yeah, it's continuing to break down on the 618. We're not getting the the bounce. We got the first bounce. Let's see if we get a second one. I don't want to sell yet. Yeah, that's dead. Okay, let's get out. 20%. Damn it. All right, so we took a 17% loss on that one. And then it bounced back up, of course. So yeah, I really didn't want to enter that trade, but I just wanted to get into something on the video for you guys there to see. So I missed a couple opportunities, and that's the way it goes. It's not easy to do this and talk and make videos and trade at the same time. So you guys get the strategy, and you guys get what to look for, and you guys can implement that on your own trades. So I hope you guys found some value in this video. If you did, please hit a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Let me know in the comments, how's the meme coin trading been going with you guys? What do you guys think of the Pump Fun coin? What do you think of the meme coin wars here between Bonk and Pump Fun? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll be interested to hear about it. Thank you to all support on this channel and all the great comments and thumbs up. You guys are truly amazing. And until the next time we will talk again, take care and take charge. Creative Crypto out.